Okay. Michigan House passes bill to make hurting someone's feelings a hate crime. Wow. A bill recently passed by Michigan's House of Representatives would make causing someone to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened based on their gender identity or expression a hate crime. In Michigan, a hate crime is a felony punishable by imprisonment for up to 2 years or a fine up to 5,000 or both. Instead of or in addition to imprisonment and fines for hurting someone's feelings. If the defendant consents, a court could require the offender to complete a period of community service intended to enhance the offender's understanding of the impact of the offense upon the victim and the wider community. The bill, House Bill 4474, passed 59 to 50 in the Michigan House of Representatives on June 20th. The proposed legislation states that if an individual maliciously and intentionally intimidates another individual based on any of the characteristics listed below would be guilty of a felony hate crime. The actual or perceived characteristics of another individual referenced under Section 1 includes all of the following: race or color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, physical or mental disability, age, ethnicity, national origin, association or affiliation with an individual or group of individuals, in whole or in part, based on the characteristic described under subdivisions A to I. How exactly the bill defines intimidate can be seen below, which states that if someone simply feels terrorized, threatened, or frightened by another's conduct, they can press charges. The definition does exempt constitutional protective activity or conduct that serves a legitimate purpose. All right. This is just, oh, wow. Intimidate means a willful course of conduct involving repeated or continuing harassment of another individual that would cause a reasonable individual to feel terrorized, frightened, or frightened or threatened, and that actually causes the victim to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened. Intimidate does not include constitutional protective activity or conduct that serves as a legitimate purpose. The bill defines gender identity or expression as having or being perceived as having a gender related self identity or expression, whether or not associated with an individual's assigned sex at birth, which would include things like alternative names and pronouns. Gender identity or expression means having perceived or having a related self identity or expression, whether or not associated with an individual's assigned sex at birth. Journalist Greg Price suggested in a tweet that HB 4474 becoming law would result in the misuse of pronouns becoming a felony in Michigan. Yeah. Using somebody's wrong pronouns is about to become a felony in Michigan, punishable by 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. This is in addition to using words that cause somebody to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened. Misgendering is already prohibited under California state law in some cases. In February of this year, Shake Shack was ordered to pay a former employee $20,000 after he was repeatedly misgendered by coworkers. California law prohibits intentional misgendering in the workplace, said California Civil Rights Department Director Kevin Kish in a statement after the settlement. Intentionally misgendering and other forms of discrimination based on gender, identity, and gender expression can be stressful and traumatic. On June 23rd, the Maine Senate shot down a bill sponsored by Republican Kathy Smith, R. Palero, that would have required parental approval of a public school employee to use a name or pronoun other than a child's given name or pronoun corresponding to the gender on the child's birth certificate. Republican Smith's bill, LD 678, was one of the many pieces of parental rights and school transparency legal legislation killed by the Democratic lawmakers this session. Yeah, man, this is pull your kids out of school and leave Michigan. That's the best I could tell you what to do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay. Later. Oh, yeah. And anything you want to know about this channel in the description box. All right. Talk to you later.